All right, this is going to be the third league today. If you want to check out the first two leagues, you're going to be able to do that in the link right below this video. And yeah, we're going to, as opposed to what we were doing earlier, which was the donation league for Cora. Again, thank you so much for the support, Cora. We're going to be playing what I'm trying to figure out if it's the best AmuLIT configuration right now. It's the same thing that I've been experimenting with for the past week. Trying things out in this new modern format. The only change that I did was I cut the sinful soak that we had before, and I added a second tracker. I find that Tireless Tracker is very very good against Ashiok specifically, since it's a card. It's something that can come into play before the Ashiok comes into play, and you can actually clock it very effectively. So I've been facing a little bit too many Ashioks, one would say. Also, this league I'm going to be eating at the same time, so I'm going to be muting myself while I do so. So you don't have to hear chewing. I like this hand. It needs a little bit of mana, but it's pretty robust overall. We have Scout, we have Aether Vial. That's a great draw, by the way. Castle's awesome. This is probably Gobos, I want to say? It has to be, right? Yeah. That answers the question. And Munitions Expert is the perfect card right here. You folks see why I like Explorer, right? Opponent went for the Munitions Expert. It really did not matter whatsoever. Sure. So we're going to do this. Land, Scout, go. Now there's no way my opponent can stop me from tightening next turn. And barring some kind of combo kill, we should be good to go. I'm actually pretty interested in trying to expose this for one to go up my opponent's vials. If these get a little bit too high, we might be in trouble. Yep, that's the problematic one. Two of the problematic one. I think I'm happy trading one Azusa for that. Here comes prime time. We're gonna do Tulare West plus field here. Gonna play our land of the turn. Gonna play Fountain. Bounce Fountain, sorry. Barring some kind of combo kill, which actually this deck is kinda capable of, we should be good. I might be transmuted for explosives next turn. No, this is not the Dono list anymore. I guess I should change the title. Tunes. Done. What did my opponent get? Munitions expert. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That's a cute play. Whoa! Okay. Yeah, change your plans. We're gonna have to kill that guy. Saint Doom, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Hell yeah. And yeah, this is exactly what I was saying, right? I was saying we should be good to go, barring some kind of combo kill from my opponent, and that's exactly what's going on here. Opponent's comboing with Krenko Mob Boss. How do we get out of this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What would be the amount to have you play Crabbind? $15. Donations. Within a donation of $15 or more, I'm probably I can play most decks. Ifeno with the tier 1 sub, welcome back once again to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you for the support. Are these storyline lists here to stay, or is there a chance it would move up to 28, 29? Looking at the lists, they look a bit messy, and things like 2 times field feel redundant, only having to deal with also feel weird. So Ifeno, I think that this might be like the proper way to build AmuLIT from now on, honestly. I think that even though they might look a little bit weird, they actually do all that you want to be doing, which is probably where you want to be, right? Because field makes it so redundant, redundant amulets and stuff. Redundant. You don't need redundant titans as much because you can go wide. Like look at this, we're going as wide, if not wider, than my opponent, thanks to Field of Death here. We're chilling at 23 life. And can we die? So if my opponent has the one that starts killing your dudes, so I guess I might need to have to transmute for explosives on 0 and just have it there. Which is awkward considering all the zombies that I'm making. But seems like the only way that I really die here. I can't play EE for 1. Because if I blow up the vials, that's easy game, right? I think I just have to play this for 0 and say go. This Krenko got out of hand super quickly. Well, that really is a lot of gobos. Let's do this plus mimic. Gonna have to transmit for another Titan. I think my opponent might actually have messed up last turn. If they had used Vile to play the Ringleader, they would have been able to cast the Prospector and the Pile Driver as well. Or since they did find the second Ringleader, they would have been given the option, basically, right? Well, here they are not. I think I take this trade. I don't think I like these blocks from my opponent. Yeah, I don't think I like these blocks from my opponent. I was considering blowing up my own my own explosives, but now that I get to trade with a Matron and this guy, that just hinders the power of this guy so much. Yeah, this is great trades for me. This is really good trades for me. I'm gonna play Stacy, Vesuva copying. I think I'm gonna copy Boros here actually, because it's going to allow me to. I could have copied Field instead, but I think that copying Boros is gonna be better. And this hinders my opponent's combo potential considerably. So now I can haste, and on attack trigger I can double strike as well, which seems pretty good for me. No, if I had double stricken, I just couldn't double strike because my opponent just put some like of their other dudes, and they only need to put one of their other dudes. But yeah, now I don't think that my opponent's blocks were good there. And it's nice that this explosive is just hindering here, and I am in complete control of this. So whenever I feel like this is good for me, I just use it, right? That's really good for them. They actually might be able to piece together. Oh no, they can't because of explosives. Yay me! Yay me, preventing my opponent from being able to combo me out. Because they have the guy that's Yusaki Gobo, and they drain you for one. Pashalik Mons. That one's also pretty good. Can they make enough Gobos? Sure. So basically they will need to double the amount of goblins with Krenko. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think we're getting combo killed here. I think we're just getting combo killed here. So what happens here? Crankom is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goblins. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 18 goblins. If I blow these two up, they only make 7, but I actually have less zombies to block with, so they can actually attack through. So I think that we just let this go, unfortunately. But my opponent might have messed this up by not playing the pile driver. Okay, so they have a 3-drop in hand. Wow, they had the loot. They literally just naturally top decked the lieutenant. Okay, so this doubles the amount of goblins now. They literally top decked the only card that could kill me. Wow, that's so insane. That's literally the only card that kills me in their entire deck, because they can't even Matron for it, right? Because they use the mana to play the Pashadik Mons. Wow, that's so insane. That's so ridiculous. They needed exactly every single one of their cards. Yeah, this is just very lethal, right? Like I just take 2 for every one of their dudes. Yeah, this is just, it's concession o'clock. That was pretty impressive. All right, we want dismembers. We want explosives. We want Force of Vigor and Rex Sage. That's it. We don't want that. We don't want this. One pack can come out. We can shave scouts. One explore. All right, let's try it again. The Prospector makes mana allowing for multiple activations, especially they have more than enough goblins on board alone to kill you. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Man, that was rough. They probably have already lethal though. That makes sense. Man, that Goblins deck, when it does its thing, it looks super sweet. Don't think this hand is going to be good enough. This one is better, for sure. Explore game, showing its power. I think I bought on Field of the Dead here. Well, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna bought on the Sun Home. OP moves to 6. They went down to 5. So we're gonna play AmuLIT here, we're gonna play Simic. Play Explore. Field of the Dead. Not the best draws I've seen in my life. White Goblin, the classic. I'm gonna play Castle here, and I'm just going to hope that this Vial is not too good. But I definitely want explosives after I use my AmuLIT. Maybe I should have actually just traded 1 for this guy. Yeah, maybe that was the line. Just trading 1 for this dude, so they cannot play 4 drops this turn. Maybe that was a punt. Frog Tosser is such a goblin name. Is that the frog right there? That's cute. Goblin Matron. All right, what you got, OP? What you gonna tutor for? Goblin Crater Maker. Okay, but this is trading 1 for 1, right? So I don't mind this too much. Of course, like having used the explosive would have been better in retrospect, right? But still, if I find like a basic forest or something, that one doesn't count, no. But I think I blow up explosives on 1 now. This is just too much mana. And then I Vesuva their Blood Crypt. Next turn, barring something like Blood Moon, I should have Titan mana. Yeah, that's definitely a good sign for me. Damping Sphere, I guess, gets me too. God damn it. Why did I have to say it out loud? Why did I have to say it out loud? Should have copied my own castle, I guess. Oh, that's so bad. I should have played around Damping Sphere. Also, we know that my opponent cantripped into it, right? Otherwise, there was no need for them to do it. Ugh. Alright. We're gonna use this turn to reset the Vesuva. Damn, that feels so bad. I was trying to set up the field, and I got absolutely destroyed by the Damping Sphere there. On the plus side, at least it makes it that much harder for my opponent to double spell. There's prime time. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's brutal. So we're gonna do Garrison and Solar West. Pass the turn. So this turn we should be able to blow this up if we want to. We have blue, we have double green. I guess that we can blow this up plus transmute. Have Brina a sub guide for this iteration of AmuLIT become modern this weekend. Hail Titan. Hey, Primetime TV Trigger. No, I have not. Hey, Sam, how's it going? I don't even know what I want my Titan lists to look like right now. I'm still a little bit on the fence about which cards to include. And I've been a little bit all over the place. 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Field, Sun Home. This is when we start taking over, though. So they can block plus the ammunitions, whatever. Doesn't seem very good. Thank you for the follow, Gilgamesh. Honestly, though, I kind of don't want to do anything here. Because this Damping Sphere is preventing my opponent from double spelling. So, as long as they don't get a little bit too out of hand, I should be fine. Yeah, and then I can, like, next turn, since I have Garrison and Sunhome, I attack with everything, they go to blocks, they present their blocks, and I can force and present lethal out of nowhere, so. What is different in this list? No, there's no Trinket Mage in this list. I don't think I want Baloths in this matchup. Hashtag not a coward stream. The frog tosser's here. I'm gonna be tossing some frogs. You know that he is. Okay, I'm gonna have to shock here, I think. Because my opponent showed me Damp Sphere. Hey Gilgamesh, just the normal subscription. You can use it with that link. Is the Cyber feeling good right now? I don't know. I'm trying things out. Again, I just it's too early to tell because I literally just don't know what the meta looks like, right? I have no idea. Poggers. I think the kids nowadays say poggers when one of those happens. Thanks for the ramp, OP. Yeah. Not quite, because we have Azusa plus AmuLIT, but still. Also, Force would have been kind of nutty there. I still feel like we're behind, though, now. We don't have a bounce land anymore. My opponent can start casting 2-mana Ringleaders. That's really scary. That's a good face. Could only EE for 2? Sucks. I wonder if they're gonna go for the Ammunition Sky. The one that blows up my AmuLIT. They only have one card left in hand, so Ringleader. Alright, so we have one turn to draw one of our many. Oof, that's so good. War Chief, Bashalik, and Crater Maker. That's so insane. If we find the bounce land, we're probably going to be in a fine spot. But we need to find exactly bounce land. Five. So you can block here. Then we explosives for 2, worst case scenario. Bounce, castle. That one also does it. Feels good, man. And I'm not going to be playing around the second Blood Moon. And I'm already good to go against Damping Sphere. So that's pretty good. I feel like I want to expose this on 1. Is that crazy? Gonna play some Legacy. That sounds like a good idea. I don't think I'm crazy, chat. I think that if I blow up my opponent's Aether Vial, I feel like if I blow up their Aether Vial, it's gonna be hard for them to get enough mana. Because they only have 2 red sources. Yeah, I'm going for it. The self 2 for 1. Wasn't Rough the correct bounce to get? Yeah, probably, actually. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking of activating a Sun Home next turn, but I can't even activate Sun Home next turn. And we die to Blood Moon here, that's fine. I accept the fact that I die to Blood Moon. That is all perfectly fine. Yeah, seems to me like we're gonna be good here. So they played Pashalik. So their hand is War Chief plus Crater Maker. So I swing everything, including this guy. And if I kill the Pashalik, they have no value. Yes. T-West. gonna dismember Pashalik once. So they're gonna probably have to put a bunch of dudes in front of this guy. And if they don't, then I think that it will be correct for me to kill the frog tosser so I don't die to the black guy. What's his name? The one that puts a bunch of tokens into play. I'm closer to third EE than to second forced, honestly. Force does have places where. So the problem with Force Vigor is that it's pretty much useless, barring getting Blood Moon. So many times you're playing against Blood Moon decks, and your opponent just like doesn't draw a Blood Moon, and you get kind of wrecked. So that's a free block because they're not paying for the echo anyway. OP goes down to 1. And if I dismember this guy, I go down to 8. And I have 2 blockers for this and this. Worst case scenario, they draw a land. Worst case scenario, they draw a land and they Munitions Esper this guy. And Munitions Esper this guy and I die. Crater Maker can kill one of these, but that means that I get attacked by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not enough. Yeah, so I think I just dismember the 1 CMC guy. And then pass the turn. And with only 3 lands and me having 2 blockers, I should be good here. Titan Shifted with the tier 1 sub, thank you so much. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, my friend. Give you some primetime hype in the chat. Hell yeah. Alright, we got there. That was a pretty cool match. I enjoyed that match a lot. I think that the Goblins deck might actually be real now. Now that Oko is just like, not straight up unbeatable for them. Force is a bit overrated. I just played a league with Zero Force versus the Mirror, Lantern, Blue Moon, Breach, Pons, Amore, Prowess, Moon, and went for 1. Yeah, I don't think it's overrated, but I think it's high risk, high reward. There are many situations where it's literally the only card that saves you, but for every one of those situations, there's also the times where you bought it in because you kind of have to, like against Mono Red Prowess or something, and your Prowess opponent just has a Mono Red draw instead of having a Blood Moon draw, and then you are staring at this card in your hand that doesn't do anything that could have been like an Explore, right? But you are forced to bring it because otherwise you just cannot beat Blood Moon, so. Whereas a third explosives, if you have an explosives instead of if a Blood Moon and your opponent has a prowess draw, cool, you kill their 1-drops. They have a Blood Moon draw, well, maybe you can like maneuver in such a way that you get your 3 colors to blow up the moon. So it has a way lower ceiling, a way higher floor. The opposite of what I meant to say. I have the same main board, but 1 more snow covers and -1 beautiful to have more games versus BM. I think it's fine, but opinions. Now that I'm actually going down on negates, and especially if you're playing no negates in the sideboard, I think that that actually becomes even more defensible, to the point where it might even be correct. Okay. I see what you're doing, deck. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, deck. All right. I was thinking, if we don't find the bounce land, then we don't know what we're looking for. So we don't know what you're looking for. So we might want to hold off of the Once Upon a Time, because for one more turn, since we're not playing Amulets on one anyway, and maybe playing, maybe want to wait one more turn before we figure out what we take with the Once Upon a Time. Hope that makes sense why I did it that way. Next turn, I'm going to play my first Amulet, and then I'm going to pass the turn. And then on the following turn, I'm going to, if my opponent doesn't answer my Amulet, they're going to die with Pact of Negation backup. In before main deck Damping Sphere. We're playing against Urza? Maybe. Emery? Explosives on 0? Pog. Okay, so they're holding up Rebuke. That's kind of annoying, honestly. Them holding up Rebuke there is kind of annoying. They're going to counter this. I mean, we're still fine, but it is a little bit annoying. Having drawn another bounce land is neat, though. So now, play Amulet, play Azusa. Ha! That's what I was going to say. Very smart from my opponent. They figure it out. They reset the explosives and they're going to play it for 1. Which makes sense. But that means that I'm going to get to Azusa this turn. And I'm going to... No, I'm not going to make sure I have Titan mana. That's brutal. So close. So close. That's actually an amazing draw. Play Azusa. Play this. Bounce this. Play this. We're not even exposing the Amulet. Next turn, we can surprise Amulet my opponent out of nowhere. So if they tap out for something... Is this Urza? It's Urza time. It is Urza time. Thank you, DR Shave, for the follow. Appreciate it. Where can you find the Cyber Guide? Discord. You have to link your Twitch and Discord accounts, and then you're good. Wow, they still have mana to blow up explosives. So much value. So my question now is, do I expose the prime time? They have 0 cards in hand. So I tap them out. I guess I do, because it destroys also my opponent's Lave. and I get to bog my opponent this turn, which is pretty sexy. Yeah, so they're gonna blow this up. So Lave and Explosives go to the graveyard, and now I can bog plus probably Tolaria West on this board state. Yeah, Tolaria West is good. So no more explosive recursion and no more Astrolabe to draw your cards and then pass the turn. We're holding a Pact of Negation. My opponent only has a 1 draw step and 1 Urza activation. Redundant Ember is good. They did find the bubble though. That's good for them. That's good for them for sure, but they still need to beat my 6/6 double demonic tutor. How do you unlink the accounts? You have to go to you have to go somewhere in settings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double bounce lens. Yeah, we should be good here. You're like hoping to spike a cryptic. The exiled redundant Urza. Yeah, this game's over now. So we're gonna do Field Garrison. Bounce Bog. Yeah, we're good. No, you just have to wait a couple of hours, Sam, because it's gonna take like it's supposed to update regularly. Also, they're playing Uro. That's interesting to note. It updates like every like couple of hours or something. So we have 2 blue sources, so we should be good if we want to pay for any kind of pacts. Which is good for us. Now we're gonna pass the turn. What are we countering? Yeah, you got an Uro, dude. Yeah, Uro just did not look impressive at all there. We're certainly going to be trying to prepare for Ashiok, certainly. Do we win Want Force? I guess they do play Moon in this list, so I guess we do want Ashiok. We don't want Pact. We do want Ghost Quarter. We can shave a couple of castles. We definitely want Bog. A couple of Stacies can come out. Probably all of them. 1 Amulet. Beast Within, Tracker, Explore, Force. I don't really like 2 explosives, but I kind of have to because of Ashiok, which sucks. I think I'm gonna J1 Explore. Whereas great if you have some way to accidentally mill it, doesn't do shit in Amulet. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's kind of what my opponent is trying to do, like try to mill it with Emery and like try to spike 1 if they effectively join a card there. But even in their deck, like I doubt that you want to exile your artifacts, right? Like a lot of your artifacts are going to be exiling are going to be like fodder for Emery. So how much value are you really getting, right? Seems pretty like lesser. Too many of my friends want me to play Uro in Titan, and I keep telling them we can't use it to the extent we will need to for the card to be good. They don't believe me. Yeah, it's. I mean, people that don't understand how AmuLIT works, they. It's understandable for them because like the card is well, but it's effectively a better explorer. And it's just like no, for multiple reasons. First of all, one more mana is definitely important, especially when with the curve that we have. Second of all, blue mana is not free for us. Third of all, we have no real way of getting value from it besides the Death Shadow / Jund matchup. What is your reason for playing the third breeding pool over Green Fetch? The fact that running out of basics is a very real concern. That's the main one. Fetchland is also very, very bad against Ashiok. And also the fact that the extra point of damage can be very relevant, especially when you need to fetch when you need to fetch shock. Yeah, double blue is basically like impossible until you have already resolved the Titan. So like Uro cannot be escaped until after you have already resolved the Titan. Like there's many reasons why Uro doesn't work for us. It's a sweet card, but just doesn't do what we need it to. Would be very cool if my opponent were to join the game, instead of not joining the game. There we go. Okay, it's not an insane hand or anything. Bye, Michael. Have a good one. They heard me, Monkas. Yeah, I guess. Goose! Oh no, turn 2 Oko. Even before turn 2 Oko. Ah, that's a brutal whiffski right there. That's kind of a brutal whiffski. I'm still playing AmuLIT because the upside of drawing a bounce land next turn is just so absurdly high that I think it's worth it. But let's see what OP does here. Lave, you got it. So now they can't make food with Goose. They can Emery, I guess. 2 mana for what? Ren and Tix? Okay. I can EE for 2 here, but do I care about this Ren? I think I'm probably gonna care later. It also is a preemptive way to play around Damp Sphere, which is kind of neat. Ren and 6 exploded in price again. Why was that? Maybe the banning of Oko made it so now this is the broken Planeswalker. This turn 3 Urza. Ren and Goose together in this economy, I guess. Also, the fact that it enables Mox Amber is kind of a big deal too. Bet the opponent's on 1 deprive. Could be. What troubles you, opponent? Oh, another Goose? Well, we can beat that. If they use Archmage's Charm on this, that is kind of a big win for us, actually. Rebuke. That's also kind of whatever. All right. As long as there's no Urza, we're fine. If Urza hits play, that's when we are probably in trouble. Mystic Sanctuary, get back Rebuke. Okay. Oh, okay. Now we're in trouble. And I really wish these explosives were on 0 now. They're gonna spin. So they put the Rebuke on top and then spinned. A little bit contradictory there. Wow, so punished for not playing the castle last turn. So punished for not playing the castle. I honestly didn't think that the AmuLIT was gonna survive. I'm liking where the opponent is heading so far, and now I stopped liking the deck. Why? Like, my opponent deck seems pretty sweet. Look at all these small, tiny synergies. Ban Ursa, free Opal. I mean, I kind of agree with that, that's for sure. Mox Opal died for Ursa's sins, etc. Huh, so OP could have... They could have spinned, and they didn't. So they still have Cryptic Mana, but I can't play around anything, right? So we're just jamming. Oh yeah, that's such a good draw. One, two. Never mind, we can't do that. Yeah, so if my opponent has Cryptic, they have Cryptic. I can't play around it. Looks like they do. Punished again for not playing Castle last turn. I know, right? I know. God damn it. I wanted to hide information from my opponent, and instead I punished myself by doing it. Feels bad, man. Wait, what? It resolved? Why did it resolve? Certainly seems like the move is this one. What do I want to bounce? I think I want to bounce the gemstone. Attack. Gonna get Field and Tolaria West here. Yeah, for sure. We're dying to some things, and then we are surviving some other things. Why do people in Argentina say that they speak Castellano instead of Spanish? It's kind of like two ways of saying the same thing. Castellano is from Castilla, so that's why we say Castellano. But so with this trigger on the stack, I'm gonna dismember the Urza. Could have dismembered the construct, but I think that I'm fine with this trade. And I really want to make sure that I take that Ursa out of the board. Another Ursa. Ashiok. That's annoying, but we're at a point where we can actually probably beat that Ashiok. Block there. I mean, we get one free Zombo every turn, right? Play this. Haste the Zombo. We die to many things, but that's fine. So my point is to throw a goose under the bus if they want to. If you wonder. So now we die to any removal spell. We die to many things. We're going to effectively clock the Ashiok, and we actually have very reasonable draws from here. So we're going to block here. We're going to repeat the same line that we just did. It's good that we know that my opponent didn't have anything last turn, and now we know that they drew a goose, because otherwise they would have played the goose last turn. Oh, they have a Misty. But they have nothing to bring back. This is so gassy. Oh my god. Oh, Tracker. Oh, Tracker, you're so good. You're so freaking good. Gives me so many options here. And you see why I want a second Tracker in the sideboard. That one doesn't do much. I think I just haste the zombie, right? No, they can. I can only haste one of these zombos because I don't have a Vesuva. So this is why what I'm figuring out here. I think I haste. I guess it doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't matter. So I just attack the Ashiok with what I have. I was like trying to figure out whether I haste this or I haste this, because I would like to use this one to chump, but it actually doesn't matter. Like it's the exact same thing. My opponent throwing that Urza, like playing that Urza for no reason, that one turn ends up costing them right here. They still have a lot of good draws. They still have a lot of potential good draws. I wonder if they only have one Mystic Sanctuary, right? Yeah, they probably only have one Mystic Sanctuary. Because otherwise, there's no reason for them to fetch there. No with bubbles in their deck and stuff. They top deck in Urza. That's brutal. That's very, very good for them. Oh, that's very, very, very good. Is this Ursa Dex? I mean, it's certainly doing some powerful things right here. Second Ashiok Dream Render to reset the other one. Sure. Don't F6, and we're going to punish my opponent for doing that. This is why you don't minus. This is exactly why you don't minus. Now we have a 6/6 Trampler that we shouldn't have. You see, this is why you don't just like mindlessly minus Ashiok. It might have looked like it was free, but it certainly wasn't. It gave me an opening to just punish my opponent super hard right there. Another Urza? That's funny. The good thing is they're out of Urzas now. Huh, they attack. Actually, I wonder if I should have packed for a Susa right there. Is that crazy? Maybe I should have packed for a Susa. So the hottest draw in my entire deck is Engineered Explosives at this point. I think that if I top deck Engineered Explosives right here, I actually just win the game. right. Crack. Another Cynic. Bounce. Land. We're cantripping hard here. Please don't transmute. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not going to transmute. So I could cast Primetime here. But if I think it's actually better for me to try to cantrip into explosives. Second Amulet, alright. That's more mana. Man, this game has been crazy. Let's take a second to try to think about how insane Tracker is right here. And why I want a second copy in my deck. EE? Never lucky. Guess we have one more draw. Just the unluckiest. Simply the unluckiest. Oh yeah, Tracker and Amulet is very, very good. My opponents get to spin Urza a ton here. Any Cryptic just wins them the game. So they do have a ton of outs here. We drew so many cards last turn, it's insane that we didn't get there. Honestly, it's kind of unfair. It's kind of unfair that we didn't get there. Second Moxamber without floating mana. Sounds good. Sounds good. Ensnaring Bridge. Scalding Tarn, okay. Another spin, bring it on, bring it on. Hit me, Ursa player, hit me. Dealer, one time. Mystic Sanctuary, hell yeah, they already played their land. This is just good value. This is just good value right here. Alright, fetch, go get the last basic. I'm gonna spin again. I mean, we're getting to the point where my opponent realistically cannot attack. Like, if they whiff here in this last activation, I don't think they can attack anymore. Mifra's Bubble. Like, I legit think that my opponent cannot attack here. Because I get to clear the Ashiok if they do. And then, yeah, this is just a terrible attack from them. Then I resolve Primetime, and I do whatever the hell I want. Yeah, they cannot attack. Wow. So you see that this tracker drew me, first of all, it drew me a million cards. Second of all, my opponent is playing poorly because of it, right? Like, they are not seeing the fact that, like, this tracker is actually still kind of a diversion. And that just seals the deal, I think. Yeah, this seals the deal. So we play this for 0. We crack. Bye-bye Constructs, bye-bye Opals. Now my opponent's left with a single Urza over there. Now we're gonna play a Sombo. We're short 1 colored mana. How brutal is that? We get a Sombo. We haste the Sombo. We attack both at Ashiok. Yeah, we should have definitely not won this game. The tracker just is completely absurd. Okay, so now we clear the Ashiok, and now we get to resolve Primetime, and the game is effectively over. Wow, I can't believe we got there. I can't believe we got there. This is so hype. It's crazy. We don't have a Rex Sage anymore. I guess they milled it with. Oh, I didn't bring it in. Okay, cool. So Field of the Dead. Now my opponent doesn't even have a lethal anymore. Yeah, this should be GG's. More tracker clues. More value. More Sombos. Float. Float. Crack clue. Poggers. Actually, we can hold up Force of Vigor. That seems better, I think, than using this turn to transmute. Yeah, the Asher was still at 5. They would have needed to chump block the tracker, but this is literally my opponent's last Urza. They have cast all of the other ones, so they don't have that anymore. Damping Sphere, right on time. In fact, that was incorrect for them to cast because now it's going to tax their spells as well. There's also no way to win. There's no way to win with the Ursa either, right? Because I got to clear the Ashiok. By getting to clear the Ashiok, I resolved my prime time, and now my opponent doesn't have constructs anymore, so they don't have a clock. If I resolve Titan, if I am afraid of the Cryptic lock, I go fetch Ghost Quarter with prime time, or I transmute for it, because now all of my lines are available. So I think that attacking the Ashiok was just as lethal as the other thing. And they might, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't think there's any way we can lose that game. I think we should have not. I think we should have not won that one. I think my opponent got a little bit too greedy. Granted, they kind of got a little bit unlucky there, although it's not that unlucky considering that they probably have like 2 cryptics in their tiny deck, so. Yeah, he could have cast the spear as the last spell for turn for sure. That would have been the correct line. Yeah, Tracker just won that game by herself. That was awesome. We couldn't have cleared the Ashiok before that at any point. That's kind of what I was trying to say. Yeah, we can keep this. And that means that my opponent gets to trade, not even trade, like I'm just champ attacking into my opponent's. Ugh, that's bad. Not even a castle there. Okay, so I get the Vesuva. I'm chump attacking into my opponent's construct with my tracker, and I lose my tracker for no reason. So, yeah. So I think that what I did was the correct line. Because like I think that my opponent is only in that game because of both cards at the same time. If they only have one of those cards, then they are not in the game anymore. They just die. This is Gobo. Give me some lands, Gobo. Nice. Also a castle. Good Gobo. Good Gobo. So I guess I don't want to use this Vesuva. So I'm gonna play the snow-covered forest and pass the turn. Don't even have to discard here, and next turn I get to play Azusa plus play all my lands. Hype. I have Titan mana guaranteed on the following turn. What do I think about Pioneer? I think that it's a fine format. The only problem it has is that I can't cast Primeval Titan in that format, so it's not a format that I'm interested in. If only you could cast Prime Time in that format. EE? I really top decked EE right there. Wow. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be. I think it's better for me to Azusa here. Is it better to Azusa or to explosives? If I Azusa right now, I can make sure I have Titan mana next turn. I'm gonna take 2 from one of, probably from the Swifty, and then next turn I play Titan and I stabilize. Yeah, I think actually I'd rather have Azusa, play Azusa here. And I want to make sure that I play differently named lands. So I'm going to play Gemstone and Vesuva Copy Vantage, I guess? No, I'm going to play the Cavern, actually. Giant. We already have Titan mana right here. And this allows me to next turn get Titan plus bounce and gain 2 more life. You can cast Nivri one in Pioneer if it's value you're after. Yeah, I rather Demonic Tutor than like look at the top 10 cards, you know? Alright. P is moving in. That is not lethal though. Amulet of Vigor was my draw step. So I can attack. I'm not even sure I should Amulet here. Let's think. So I have Titan mana here, but if I play Amulet, that means I need to make my land drop before. That means that I'm not going to be able to gain more life. If I prime time, I get to attack for 8. If I Amulet, I get to attack for 8. I get to gain 2 life. Thank you for the follow right there, Chat Senpai. Appreciate it. Teferi, Allure the Unknown in the Never Reborn deck. Now that's value. That's nice. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not worried about blowing up my own explosives if I'm blowing up my opponent's board. Well, I'm trying to see if there's a real advantage in doing so, right? So I get to go up to 5. And I get to put blockers into play. Yeah, so I think the only thing that I die is to my opponent having double 1 mana spell. So only way I lose is to my opponent having double 1 mana spell. But the other way around, I die to my opponent having it's the same thing because I can only block one thing. Except this way I make sure that they are dead next turn. As opposed to them maybe being dead next turn. So here we get Radiant Fountain and Field of the Dead. We're going to put Engineered Explosives on 1, and we're going to have enough mana to crack it if we deem it necessary. Alright. Double Burn Spell or Bust. Yeah, so it's effectively the same. Both ways, I'm dead to double 1 mana burn spell. That's the only thing that I die to. The only difference is by going with the Amulet line, I present lethal on the following turn, while the other way around, I actually have 1 more turn before I can actually present lethal because I can't attack this turn. So I think that this is just a better line. Yeah, I think this is the better line, like strictly better. But it was still worth, considering, right? Still going over my options and figuring out what was good. Still 100% worth analyzing and stuff. There's no reason for me to blow up explosives yet. Opponent concedes, yeah. I think that putting my opponent on that predicament, it was definitely the correct line. All right, we want these, and we want these. And that's it. Yep, that is it. Bog out and explorers out. Haven't killed you, so I don't think. Yep, they don't have it. Yep, I agree. I agree. Yeah, the Vesuvian Fountain wouldn't trigger the field, so I don't have any blockers. Yeah, it's way better against Prowess than it is against Burn. Prowess gets like at least 8 damage from each one, like between like I want to say between 5 and 8 damage from each one of their creatures, while Burn gets between 2 and between like 2 and 4, 6. So spending 4 life to also the Prowess deck plays way less burn spells than the burn deck. So yeah, I don't like this member against burn. We bring in explosives against burn and we hope that it's good. We literally have to remove spells in our entire 75. This is a pseudo removal spell though. You do some of the best. What's the play more logs on NTG? Oh, thank you, 3 Deuce. I appreciate it. I try. I try. I try to, explain my train of thought and why I'm doing the stuff that I'm doing. I feel like I'm pretty okay at it, and I enjoy doing it, so everything just works beautifully. We have the Natty Bog in AmuLIT, and then there's the Natty Fountain against Burn. You don't just mulligan the Natty Fountain, right? That's just not a thing that you do. The Natty Fountain. Natty Fountain, we turn 3 Urza. Value. Now the question is, okay, so that's a Titan, so that's good. We have that taken care of. The question now is, do I once upon? I guess I do. Is there a reason for me to once upon a time? I guess if I find exactly Scout. Well, I found exactly Scout. That's brutal. What I was gonna say is if I find exactly Scout, I might want to lead on Castle. So let's actually think about this for a second. So I play Castle on 1. Turn 2, like if the Scout doesn't die, so I'm going to be drawing 1 less land. Yeah, I guess it's fine. It means that my opponent can't really idle on next turn. Well, I guess they can actually idle on. Yeah, so I think I'm going Rot Farmore 2 anyway. Yeah, they definitely can idle on here. Well, at least Stacy can, go under the bus. Like her good pal Steve. Steve has been going under the bus for years now. Taking one for the team for years now. Yeah. We have to guarantee Azusa. We can gain 4 life next turn, but we have to guarantee Azusa mana, and it's pretty likely that I'm going to be chomping here if given the option. And I am given the option, so I think I'm going to... Wait, do I? If I chomp, gain 3... No, I actually don't want to chomp. If my opponent has triple 1 mana burn spell, I guess now I die to double burn spell. Yeah, so I should have blocked. Damn it. I should have done the math. So I'm actually just dead right here. 3 mana? Oh, okay, yeah. So Boros Charm. Yeah. They need to have exactly Boros Charm there. But the upside is so much higher if I do untap with Scout. Yeah. That was a rough one to lose, honestly. I think I went a little bit too into the rabbit hole there, and if I had just gone turn 1 Radiant Fountain, things would have worked out way better for me. Like if I had managed to untap, just go turn one Fountain and just take it from there. Or once I did that, I should have. Once I messed that up, I should have just chomped. Yeah, that was a silly game to lose with like Bailoff and Radiant Fountain in my opener. That is just 100% my fault. This is probably a decent opener. We're looking for Fountain. We're looking for Scout here. Scout would actually be not bad here. We also need one land. One more land. Yeah, that's man, that game too. I think I just went a little bit too deep and just like outplayed myself. If I had gone with the more obvious lines, things might have actually worked out better for me, honestly. Anthony 1323, thank you for the follow. Also, my opponent has the weirdest name, Arksgusin or Ksgusin. How do you even say that? Arksgusin. RKSN, RKSGSN. Yeah, it doesn't work. On the other hand, mine is F published, so you know, who am I to say really? The only problem with finding a scout here is if the scout gets answered, I actually have no untapped lands, which might be an issue down the line. It might delay my Urza to turn 4. The Natty Fountain. Yeah. I had the Natty Fountain and I lost anyway. Brutal. Alright, OP, you can do it. There we go. Hope you figure it out. Yeah, Castle is actually kind of hot here. This is guaranteed Titan mana. What do you bring in Tectonic Edge against? Mirrors, red green scape shift, blue white control, slash Jund, Tron. An extra M on the com. Oh yeah. It was a common. Here comes Gobo. Taylor. Taylor is actually scarier than. What do we do here? How do I sequence my lands? If I play Sanctuary here, I guess I'd play T-West right now. In case I draw a Scout, I can actually play it. Next turn, I have two champ blockers for Sith Sphere. Because now next turn I can play Forest, Azusa, Castle, Sanctuary, bounce the T-West. Yeah, that sounds good. Yep. Probably Stacy or Radiant Fountain would be my best draws here. Summoner's Pact. That one doesn't quite do it. Boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here I'm definitely blocking the Swift Spear because it forces my opponent to do something right now, which allows me to gain 4 from the Titan. And then play a fetch, bounce land plus Fountain, and replay Fountain to gain 2 more life. That is such a bad beat. I mean, it's not like the worst beat, but it's a medium beat right there. Azusa is definitely Stacy's mom, in case you were wondering. 100% Azusa is Stacy's mom. All right. So we're definitely starting here because now we have to Vesuva this. 1, 2. We can spike, but yeah, nah, it doesn't seem worth it. So my opponent. Yeah, I think I'm just getting Vesuva plus Simic Growth. Is the 2 life better than the blocker? I guess they're effectively the same because of the Goblin Guide. So because they're effectively the same, I think I'd rather get Simic Growth Chamber plus something else. Probably a blue source, so Breeding Pool. So I can transmute for pack next turn. One mana short of casting that Explorer feels bad, man. How the stream goes? Stream's going well. Alright, if they have triple 1 mana burn spell, I will lose the game. If they don't, I'm gonna win. I'm a little Vigor on top. Block there. Block there. Well, maybe I... What if I look here? I think I'm gonna block there. Again, I'm forcing my opponent to play 2 spells. Oh yeah, this is great. This is very, very good for us. Have we talked about how bad Path to Exile is against AmuLIT out of burn? I feel like I talk about that literally every single time I face burn on stream. If you're playing burn and you're playing against AmuLIT, do not sideboard out burn spells for Path to Exile, especially if those burn spells that you're siding out are actually in the place of if they're actually in the place of cards like if they're 1 mana burn spells is what I mean. So we played 1 land. We haven't cast Explore yet. So transmute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Opponent just okay, yeah. So I'm gonna do this first. Back for Primeval Titan. Get Vesuva plus any bounce land. Vesuva copying Radiant Fountain. Bounce this. I'm dumb. So blue. Opponent just concedes. They don't want to see it anymore. Alright. Burn players casually over Cybernate. Yeah, it's incredible like how consistent that is though. I mean, we played against another burn player earlier today, and they had Damping Sphere in their deck, and they had Wear Tear, and it's just like that's not what that matchup is about, you know. Last Bastion of Hope in a World of Darkness, Pioneer streamers, yeah, Arthur, we're holding the flag here. Killing it. Oh, Cherry, sorry, I totally missed that raid. Thank you so much. I didn't have any notifications. I'm not sure why. There should be a notification for raids. Yep, you see? Wow. I'm raiding with 1743. That's so much. I have no idea why there was limited alert moderation play. I have no idea. Literally no idea. Arthur Romsby, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. We're playing against Snapcaster Bolt. Okay. Okay. I can take this hand. Okay, we got it. We got it. We can do this. We can do this. Assume to the of all the Andrasi decks in modern. I'm so sorry for you, Cherry. I saw for a second when you were 3-0 in the. You were 3-0 in the. What's his name? Prelim. Prelim. Getting Vesuva there, it's not great, but we literally had no good options, so Vesuva can later on become a better land. Ha! Snapcaster Bolt is playing AmuLIT? Nonsense. Yeah, so if we explore into a bounce land, now we get to explore again, which would be nice. We don't, because I'm just ridiculously unlucky, but if we find a bounce land now, we're probably going to be in a fine spot. Dito considered turn 1 Chalice. That was great. That's awesome. Poor Dito, man. I'm gangster. I'll take it. I assume that's a good thing. So, the correct play this turn. Well, now it's easy. But the correct play before was to explore before we do anything else. Now this makes things way easier, because now we just cast the Titan. And we can explore afterwards if we feel like it. Prime time. That's probably kind of an early concession there, because like they have an AmuLIT in play. If they top like a second AmuLIT, or if they have a Susa plus Bounce Land plus Titan, they can actually try to come back into the game. I'm gonna get Ghost Squatter, so it's gonna be really very hard for them. But I mean, it's not a 0% turn. So Cavern, Tech Edge, Beast, Raminap, Rex Sage, and maybe a couple of Dismember. We're gonna look into that in a second. You sound with mono thoughts in the shadow. That's hilarious. Was Uri on Civic Eldrazi? I couldn't watch it. It was bad in most of the matchups we got, but it was great versus mono red prowess. Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly. We can cut on Explorers in this matchup. They're not incredible. We can cut a Ghost Squatter. No, we don't. We cut Radium Fountain. And personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Pact of Negation on the draw. On the play, it's much better because you can like get your Titan into play and then prevent your opponent from getting their Titan online. But on the draw, it's really hard to stay ahead. So I try to, when I'm on the draw, I try to make sure that I play catch up with my opponent. So that's why I have cards like Beast Within and Dismember. On the play, I try to be a little bit more proactive. What is the last cut? I feel like it should be a land. But which land? All the lands seem so important. Yeah, you think so, Chief? Why do you think so? What do you think makes it easier now? I changed the Cut a castle? No. I'm considering cutting a breeding pool, honestly. Especially because he's mismatching. Yeah, we're gonna cut a breeding pool. There we go. Feels better now. No, but there's Ghost Squatter. So cutting basics in the mirror, it's not. I don't know. I don't like. I wouldn't like that. AmuLIT Urza. I like this hand. We got potential here. Yeah, but your sequencing, maybe maybe Chief got better. Where there you go. We found the truth. That's a prime time, so that's what we're getting, I think. Turn one AmuLIT go. So bounce land is by far our best draw here. And we have a bunch of lands, so even if we draw a bounce land, I think that we just play everything out with Urza. In fact, it allows us to hold up Tech Edge, which is kind of gas. Maybe Chief. Once Upon a Time is really good for him. Like, yeah, I agree. Played it again recently, felt way easier than before. Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. Honestly, I'm just so used to playing the deck period that I'm just gonna have 6 here. Urza time. Yep. Okay, so they clearly only have a single bounce land. Try it. No one still no one AmuLIT players when someone calls it trick easier. I mean it can be easier. Ah, that's so good for them. Oh god damn it. So if their last card in hand is a Titan, we're probably just dead. So I think I'm not going to expose the Tech Edge because of the ramming up. I don't think it matters. So I'm just not going to show them the Tech Edge. Thank you for the follow there. I missed your name. Eternity. Thank you. You can tell you how do you get by how much you punt in a day. If you punt less than 3 times in that, you're probably a pro. That sounds about right. Yeah, so here I'm just gonna F6. We're not representing anything. Other guys I know have said similar chance to what Chief is saying. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Yeah. Uh-huh. Can they Titan here now? They might be short 1 mana, I think. They might have a Rex Sage or something. Oh, that's good value. That's good value. Yeah, but I don't think they can Titan. Yeah, they were 1 mana short of Titaning. That's not it. That's not it. Unfortunate. Because now we're gonna get Ghost Squatter to death, especially since we drew 2 of our basics. Well, maybe my opponent punts. I don't know. Nude Boy Omninip. Is he showing a nipple? Yeah, he is totally showing a nipple there. I still remember like the other like questionable arts from from Magic. Like there are some Magic arts that are pretty rough. Pretty rough. So, what can I do here? My opponent's going to Titan me. This is 2 land drops. They are going to have 2 land drops left. They already have Titan mana. If I tech edge them, the spiciest of squirrels, thank you so much for that subscription with Titch Rhyme. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. I appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, so they have 2 land drops left still. It's prime times. Still have 2 land drops left. I think that against these Dryad versions, I should actually bring all 3 Dismembers. Balakit. Hahaha, send me a message. All right. As I was saying earlier, there's literally kind of no use in doing this. Okay, so they only have 1 land drop left now. This is probably just lethal, though. Yeah, that's very lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're good. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Alright, give me that Dismember. Probably with the Beast Within. Let's go. Dropped in. Should I be worried about facing Dryad or listening to Epic Analysis? I don't think so. I think that people are trying it out, and I think it's kind of cool. But personally, I'm not a big fan. Chris Master 5, thank you for the follow. We really need to find the bounce line with this hand, but I think it is a keep. Damn, I kept and I immediately regretted it. Now I feel like I should have mulled. And at least we did find a bounce. If we find an AmuLIT, we're actually in a great spot. Try to nail down how I plan to sideboard. I mean, I think that you probably want to bring in the ley line anyway, right? Like white ley line, actually, it's legit against AmuLIT because of Bojuka Bog. So in that sense, it's kind of the same thing. So best thing that can happen here is my opponent has a draw similar to what they had last turn, where they had AmuLIT on 1, and then they played Urza, and they bounced the same bounce line multiple times. Oh god damn it, you have to be kidding me. Please back for Urza. Alright, so they're gonna have semi-growth here. 2 Sanctity, 3 Thoughtseize. Yeah, you don't want to over sideboard too much, because if you over sideboard too much, then you might actually end up messing things up instead. Which is not where you want to be. Alright, so I'm gonna dismember this fella. Oh, this is great for me. I need to draw. Ugh, that's not very good. So we're gonna name Giant here. Play a Susa. My opponent might actually just have me here. I needed like a Ghost Squatter or something like that, because if they have another bounce land plus a Titan, I'm just straight up dead to the double AmuLIT. Yep. You can actually play another Thoughtseize to kill both AmuLIT and Dryad, but that's too fancy. Just stick with the simpler. Yeah, I think that you might be going a little bit too deep. I think you want to keep your deck as streamlined as possible. Yeah, I don't think there was much we could have done here. My opponent just had a double AmuLIT draw. I don't think there's much we could have done against the double AmuLIT draw. Unfortunately for us. But like, if this had been an Asusa, my opponent could have killed me on turn 2, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, is this really adding to your game plan? If this had been an Asusa instead of this guy, then I would have been dead on turn 2. And because they're playing a worse card, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this guy. I think I'm in the I don't like it realm of things. And I did see some quite impressive turns for sure. But like, I probably have seen more impressive turns from my own deck, right? And I think that once the play patterns become a little bit more standardized, and I know what to play around and that kind of stuff, then things are going to be much better. Even now that I think about it, my opponent can't kill me here. No, I don't think they can kill me. They can't even trigger this Valakut, actually. Right? And this Titan only swings for 6. So basically, if I draw a Dismember, I just straight up win. Because I dismember the Dryad, and then their Titan is just worse than my Titan. I guess that they can potentially transmute for another Dryad and get me that way. I don't know, maybe I should try it for the memes. Yeah, they can't even trigger Valak this turn. Man, they didn't get any lands that I should do in OP. What I do, move to finish combat. They're probably going to transmit for Pact of Negation here, I would imagine. Or of course the Master of something inside me keeps saying that card may be better than we think it is, even in the AmuLIT deck, maybe in another build. I mean, this is what we're facing, right? We're facing a different build of AmuLIT. Now, I'm not particularly sure that it is a better build of AmuLIT. Again, now, I guess my opponent went for Pact of Negation, though. So now I can't dismember the Dryad, unfortunately. Can't even trigger Field. Feels bad, man. It's not resolved? Alright. I think I can force a chump. Oh no, Can I force a chump? One land drop. Two. Bounce here. 3. Activate. Sun Home. Cruel Turf. Opponent goes down to 1. Can they kill me without the Dryad? They have a... I played to my outs, chat. I played to my outs. I played to my outs, chat. Yeah, there was nothing I could have done. Yeah, there were 2 in the yard already. Yeah, I played to my outs, but it was simply not enough. Alright, GG's, opponent. GG's. But you see, my opponent had a double AmuLIT draw, and somehow I was still in that game. If I had been playing the actual mirror, there's no way I have a shot. Like, literally 0 chance that I have a shot at winning that game. And because my opponent was playing that version of the deck, I was actually very in it. Vala could AmuLIT confirm better? Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's how it works, right? I guess that's how it works. Alright, last match of the day. Let's finish with a sexy 4-on-1, shall we? We have Titan mana. We have turn 3 Titan. Turn 4 Titan, sorry. On the draw, though. To be fair, you were in the game because the opponent dropped the ball and did not counter the AmuLIT. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I probably have to mold this. If I were on the play, I would probably snap this off, but maybe on the draw, I just have to ship it. Yeah, this is nicer. All right, we're gonna keep this, and I'm gonna bottom this Stronghold. Yeah, I think this hand is better than the one that we shipped. Death Shadow. Never mind, the first hand was so much better than this one. We Dead Cells probably. Inquisition, discard, nothing. Alright. Turn 1 AmuLIT, go. Getting consistent for once is really a curse. I like to call it a curse. Alright, here comes the Thoughtseize. They probably have to take the Explore. If I were my opponent, whoa. Okay. Maybe they have. They can't shadow here. Traverse with Delirium. Opponent's so lucky. Yeah, in this matchup, Explorer was the best card in this hand. Probably by a significant margin there. That's a prime time. And we're hoping to draw a bounce land in the next 2 draw steps. Any bounce land does it. Okay. Rub the hands together. Chat, rub your hands for me. Give me that bounce land deck. Give me that bounce. That's definitely drawing the lock. That is definitely drawing the lock. We probably have one more turn here. I wonder if I should have not played. Yeah, maybe I should have not played it because it enables Dismember. Yeah, I didn't think about it. But now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I should have not done anything. Well, Fatal Push is good. Alright. So opponent has the Stubby D, that's for sure. Little do they know. So they didn't have the push last turn. That's times 2, that's 5. Actually, this is going to be 6. So that's 12. Okay, so I'm dead. So I actually do need to play out this Stacy here in order to potentially get another draw in the face of Timur Battle Rage. They also didn't pay a land end step, which is certainly a mistake. They double strike this. There's an instant already. There's a creature as well. So they double strike here. And I still don't die, I don't think. One turn. Bounce land. No! Castle enters the battlefield untapped. If Castle had entered the battlefield tapped, we would get there. No! 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 We die. We die. Where are my bounce lands, Chad? Where are my lands? I have a lot of them in my deck. Where are they? Give me that those Biswithins. Give me them trackers. This out, this out. Bog's good. Castle's good. Ghost Quarter, no good. And Rot Farm, no good. Scouts can be shaved. And probably one amulet. No, Bailoff is just way smaller than everything else that they're doing. So unless I actually see Liliana slash Colligan's Command and multiple copies of Colligan's Command, which 4-color Shadow usually does not play, unless I see any of those cards that are basically guaranteed value, I just honestly, if you get a free 4/4 and everything, which more often than not you're gonna be packing for, and even still you're kind of like they just attack with their Goyfs and Death Shadow and they attack through it. So not particularly great. I'm gonna keep this though. Fine hand. We're gonna lead on Brooding Pool. No need to show my opponent any information just yet. Why is Rot Farm bad if you bring in Dismember? It's not that it's bad, it's just worse than the other ones. The other ones allow me to activate to double strike more consistently. So if you draw one of them, you still can you can double strike on an attack trigger thanks to Gemstone and the other one. So it minimizes the chances that if you really need to double strike that you won't get to. So I think it's more important. Of course, there's value in the Dismember thing, obviously, right? But I think that it's smaller than the other thing. All right, so that's value for us. They're going to be much farther from Traverse. I think I still don't Traverse here. I think I just pass. I'm kind of really tempted to like see what they do and then kind of like potentially Beast Within their Watery Grave. Potentially. There you go, Mana Mystery. There is your answer. So unless they have Street Wraith, they cannot Damping Sphere. That doesn't do anything. The only thing that it does is it forces me to cast Once Upon a Time right now. Exactly, because if I find Azusa, we know the whole shebang. Azusa, land, Bogyu. And now this Damping Sphere is actually quite likely to hurt my opponent, which is hilarious. So if they Thoughtseize, that means that they can't clock me, and vice versa. If they clock me, they can't Thoughtseize. So my opponent's Damping Sphere is working pretty hard for me right now. They're tapping blue mana there. No, black mana. That's blue. Ashiok. Ashiok is the only way that my opponent doesn't lose the game on the spot, basically, here. Hashtag Fucktron. Definitely seen some Unorthodox Cyber return from the Shadow opponent. He says, yeah, I don't know why. Apparently, it looks like my opponent is like on straight up bug, right? So I think I'm going to spend this turn playing Primetime. And attacking the Ashiok down. And next turn, depending on how things go, I can... Depending on what happens here, I can either attack the Ashiok, or I can Beast Within the creature, or I can Beast Within the Ashiok and then attack and get value from Primetime. Oh, that's right. They did have Blood Crypt game 1. Micro Wrap has been advocated for Ashiok. That's why people have it. I have no idea who Micro Wrap is. I mean, I do agree that Ashiok is very, very good. Oh wow, I just saw the line. Okay, so float white. And tap. Float red. Double strike. Attack my opponent. We get got by a second Street Wraith, I think, but nothing else. Because if they cast Dismember, they probably cannot counter Beast Within because of their own Damping Sphere. Sure. Oh, I misclicked there. Oh, I misclicked. I wanted to assign all the damage to the shadow, and I misclicked through it. Well, that really sucks. I guess that's how we lose this game. I just punted extremely hard for no apparent reason. Feels bad, man. I wanted to assign all the damage, and I guess I was thinking about something else, and I misclicked through. Well, that sucks. Well, I guess that happened. I mean, do I play around Disdainful Stroke or do I play around Thoughtseize? I think that my opponent is more likely to have Thoughtseize than Disdainful Stroke, so I'm just gonna jam. Good. Good, good, good. What's his name is not live, by the way. The what's the name? Drown the Lock. Have I tried running 16 Amulet? Why? When you say have you tried X in Amulet, the question that you want to ask yourself always is why? What problem am I fixing? What matchup am I improving? Why would I want to any card that you take out of your deck in Amulet? It's probably in place of another good card. So what like why? Why are you doing that? Why is it a good idea for you to do that? I need to know this from Mega. Yeah, and then Edgar abandoned it. That's not a coincidence. Trophy here. Goif. One, two, or three is the correct number here. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's probably going to get countered, but I think that 3 is the correct number for me. Because if we go wide with zombies, there's no way my opponent can probably win at that point. So it's definitely getting stubbed here. No. So this is the kind of thing that I will hold control, move to combat very, very carefully, and attack them. Make sure I'm putting the trigger on the stack, and with the trigger on the stack, I'm going to crack this. I'm going to blow up the Ashiok. And now we get to search. Cool. We got there, chat. We got there. Field of the Dead plus probably Bordos Garrison. It doesn't matter. There's a Damping Sphere. What am I saying? Field of, I guess any bounce land does it. So it might as well be Bordos Garrison. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that tapping bug would have been better. So we're still in a situation where we die to Battle Rage, but now our stuff is on board. And they don't really have an easy time answering field. You can totally see that we're getting towards the end of the stream, and I'm like, my play is not as tight as it should be, probably. Another shadow. Burning Catacombs. The 2-mana Death Shadow, a classic. Get my chump block while I can. Static good draw, chat. Static good draw. We're still dead to some things here. But that is a pretty fucking good draw. And you see why I was holding up a bounce land in hand. Gotta make your potential draws better. You can trade with the shadow now if we want. I think we just don't play around TBR. Like we just accept the fact that we're dead to TBR. And now if my opponent attacks, I actually do not block. Yeah. Did they show me Fatal Push this game? No, they didn't. Yeah, and we see that they don't attack. So they know that their out right now is specifically TBR. And I don't have lethal this turn, so I need them to whiff one more turn. Because I can't even do the same trick that I did earlier because of the Gemstone Mine. Man, that misclick on the Death Shadow really hurt me here. That misclick with the Shadow was pretty brutal. That sucks. Street Wraith down to 1. Asusa's lethal now. So my opponent's probably going to go with an all-out attack, which is the correct play. Because like they can't beat me anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and there's literally no way that I can block that plays around Timur Battle Rage, so I'm just going to accept the fact that I died to TBR. I'm just going to present my blocks and see if my opponent has it. Did they draw it off the Street Wraith? They totally drew it off the Street Wraith. To be fair, like I lost this game with that punt, with the Death Shadow, so I deserve to lose. But yeah, there's no way that I could like put multiple dudes in front to block or anything like that. There was no out to TBR there. If my opponent has it, they have it. I really punted that one. I was waiting for them to give me the instruction of you can choose your thing, and I didn't notice that I had my left hand on the keyboard and I just like threw it. It's funny because I wrote about specifically that interaction in like literally every single one of my sideboard guys. I've written about that, and then I'll go ahead and I make exactly that mistake right now. It's fun. That was a 3-2. I actually ended up losing that one. I should have definitely won that game easy, but that misclick ended up clipping me. You misclick because the light was in your eyes. Yeah, I'm trying this new like. There's literally like a freaking light bulb here, and I don't like it. hopefully it's worth it, and you can see me a little bit better. But it really is making me a little bit, it's making it really hard for me to actually see what's going on and stuff. So yeah, I don't think the Pitland builds run GR GCR. Typically, at least I haven't seen many try it. I have no idea what that means. Oh, a Gorklang Rampager. There we go. No, Gorklang Rampager would have been fine. Gorkland would have been fine because we can actually play against around Gorkland, right? Like my opponent went down to one there, so we just put two blockers on each shadow and then one on each one of the other threats, and we end up getting there. So that's not a problem. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I actually liked this list a fair amount more than the very first one that I streamed. So I think that in the future I'm gonna be messing around with stuff like this. Tomorrow I think I'm gonna switch things up a little bit and I'm gonna not play AmuLIT. I'm not sure what I'm gonna play, but I'm probably gonna play either some Shadow or maybe some John. I'm gonna make a poll on Twitter. So if you're gonna vote and figure, just have a say in what I'm gonna be playing tomorrow, then yeah, make sure that you do that. I think that the third breeding pool in this again, I'm trying to maximize Castle Garenbrig, right? So breeding pool helps me maximize Castle Garenbrig, and Cavern doesn't. In fact, Cavern is kind of like very often in matchups like blue white, I side out castles because Cavern doesn't combo very well with them. So yeah. I will -1 pool, +1 +1 so forth. Yeah, that's definitely defensible. That's definitely defensible. That's something that I can try in the future. Just going up to 4 basics and actually maybe even just not playing any counter magic at all. I could definitely see trying a setup like that. I don't know what I would add to the sideboard, but certainly it would be interesting. So we can do something like this. And we remain with the same amount of enablers for castle, except we have one less blue source, which could be painful for explosives under Damping Sphere or something like that. And definitely for negate, so I would probably not play negate in my sideboard. So we can play, I don't know, something else. I'm not gonna. I can't really think anymore after after 6 hours of streaming AmuLIT nonstop. I don't think I can think anymore. I like the fetching. That's low defense. I don't like the fetch now at all. What changes are you thinking about the stream? Exactly what I'm talking about right now. Going to a PDQ this weekend and debating Trinket Mage. I think Trinket is definitely defensible. I have liked Explorers a lot, so maybe if I were playing Trinket Mage, I would play like a split, so -2 Explorers. In fact, we can try that in... Oh no, actually never mind, because like less breeding pool makes Trinket Mage harder to cast, so I guess that if we were gonna play 2 Snooker Force, then we can't really play Trinket Mage. We're already super low in blue sources as is. Like, that's it. Just 9 blue sources? That's so low. Yeah, it's super low. It kills me that we're on 1 gemstone. Yeah, I know, but this card is worth it. This card is certainly worth it. How do you feel about Uru and AmuLIT? I think it's unplayable. It basically doesn't fix any issues. It's harder to cast. I mean, I literally just talked about how we only have 8 blue sources, right? As is this 9 if I do this change. It's much harder to cast and explore. It fits worse in the curve, and the ability is pretty much irrelevant in most matchups. It's only good against specifically either Death Shadow or John. And even against John, it's questionable because Scavenging Ooze just can exile your dudes. So it's not even that good there. Extra basic come up or hurt you? I have not played it. I literally just made this change. I'm not gonna stream anymore with it. So what do I think about? I just explained what I think about Civic Titan. But yeah, so definitely hop on Twitter and let's try to figure out what I'm gonna be playing tomorrow. But that's gonna be it for me today. Thanks everybody for hanging out. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.